Just one out of all those.
All right.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I'll be working on getting
we'll leave it like
screen.
that. And let's see.
Hi, puppy.
All right.
Hi,
and I'll
puppy.
go over to
Come
the
here,
music.
puppy. Come here.
Okay. Let's see. I can find my music. Okay. Well, thank you, sir.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Is it running now? Hi, everybody. This is the Godfather Soul James Brown. I tell you, this business is on. My man is on. Check him out. This is the Godfather Soul James Brown saying stay with it and hit it.
Okay, thank you very much.
Well, thank you, Mr. Brown, for that interview. And before we started our show today, we have a special speech by Malcolm X 60 years ago, and it's still true today. Check it out.
The block of votes that stick together is in a strategic position. Either way you go, that's who gets it. You're in a position to determine who goes to the White House and who stay in the doghouse. You're the one who has that power. You can keep Johnson in Washington, D.C., or you can send him back to his Texas cotton patch. You're the one who sent Kennedy to Washington. You're the one who put the present Democratic administration in Washington, D.C. The whites were evenly divided. It was the fact that you threw 80% of your votes behind the Democrats that put the Democrats in the White House. When you see this, you can see that the Negro vote is the key factor. And despite the fact that you are in a position to be the determining factor, what do you get out of it? The Democrats have been in Washington, D.C. only because of the Negro vote. They've been down there 4 years. And all other legislation they wanted to bring up, they brought it up and gotten it out of the way, and now they bring up you. And now they bring up you. You put them first, and they put you last. Because you're a chump. A political chump. In Washington, D.C., in the House of Representatives, there are 257 who are Democrats. Only 177 are Republicans. In the Senate, there are 67 Democrats. Only 33 are Republicans. The party that you back controls 2/3 of the House of Representatives and the Senate, and still they can't keep their promise to you because you're a chump. Anytime you throw your weight behind a political party that controls 2/3 of the government, and that party can't keep the promise that it made to you during election time, and you are dumb enough to walk around continuing to identify yourself with that party, you're not only a chump, but you're a traitor to your race.
Vision, taking you to a new level of Christian radio. www.innervisionrecords.org, the official website of Inner Vision.
Send us feedback, requests.
Help spread the word about local musicians. We are Inner FM.
And we are Vision FM. Malcolm X speaking from the grave. Also, James Brown speaking from the grave. There's a lot of dead people speaking on the show. There were even more that voted in the 2020 elections.
That's absolutely right, Johnny.
So
Should
from the
we
dead.
go ahead and tell them what we want, I guess. We want ourselves what we got
Yeah.
because we
And-
didn't stand up quick enough.
And I'd like to welcome to the show Alan Colvin, and he's my co-host for the night. And also, we want to remind you that Innovation is a nonprofit organization. We work with physically challenged, disabled musical artists and radio talent as well. And you can support us either by doing volunteer work for our nonprofit. You can go to the inbox or whatever. You can like and share these shows. And there's a PayPal down there. If you just donated $5, that would really help our nonprofit to do our mission. Tomorrow's show, we're going to do more of our mission, which we're going to be talking about musicians and artists. And we may have an artist on showing us how he does what he does as far as like creating a song and so forth. So join us tomorrow. And also, if you're an artist, you can win cash prizes if you want to get your songs rated and you have a lot of fans. There's a way to do that, and that's on our Eventbrite. And we might have to post that on our website as well, so you can read more about that as well. I have a book out called 6 Shades of Blindness. On Amazon, it's going to be out December the 7th, so go pre-order that and leave us a comment, because the more comments we get, the more 5 points, or what are the 5 stars, whatever, that pushes our book up. So hey, be a chum. Now, Alan, the reason I came up with this, I was thinking about this topic today. I have a musician friend. Well, I don't know, she's a friend, acquaintance. And she's keep telling stuff. Donald Trump is a racist. Donald Trump is racist. And I keep on thinking like, I wonder what she could tell me about what Biden has done in the last 47 years that made him so non-racist, that Trump did in 47 months that made him such a racist. And I don't know if I've ever got a rational answer from a Democrat or a liberal or a progressive person on their just touting, he's a racist, and that's it. So I laid down some stuff why I said, well, if he is, he's a terrible, if Donald Trump is a racist, he's pretty terrible. Because if you're racist, why are you giving millions, hundred thousands or millions of dollars to a HBCU school? Why are you doing criminal reform and letting out a lot of Black and brown people that were put in jail for minor crimes like smoking marijuana? So if you are that much of a racist, Donald has a terrible track because to me, my definition is someone who tries to put you out of a job, someone who tries to circumvent you getting opportunities, someone who wants you to be dumb and uneducated and not able to read. To me, that's a racist. So I'm kind of figuring out where this lady, and I think she's almost the same age as me, who told her that someone who wants Black people, brown people to be educated is a racist. In the slavery days, they used to, it was illegal to teach a Black person how to read. And if you did, it was terrible consequences. In the school system, these Democratic teachers are slowing 70% of the kids graduating, Black and brown kids from graduating, from being able to read and write. Now, it sounds like a little bit of slavery has come back, but in a different shape. Because if you can't read and write in this society, and you can't figure out how to get like a regular job where it takes like, mind skills and writing skills and math skills, and they're teaching Common Core math, which is so confusing, not even the parents can help you with it, then what are they setting you up for? To leave school, you can't get a job because you can't read and write, you can't get a good job. You could probably get a job at a restaurant flipping hamburgers and whatever, but if you wanted more, what does that set you up for? For the prison system, where they pay you maybe $1 an hour to do a job with they're paying people out here to do $15, $20 to do. So
Wow.
you get my point. You get my point. I mean, I could run off a bunch of other stuff, but I'm opening up the lines, and even in the chat, tell us what Biden has done in 47 years that told you that. Okay, well, let's see. Well, what is it? Was it in 1994 when he put across that crime bill that put a great deal of poor and medium class blacks in jail for smoking marijuana, put them in jail for 10, 20, 30 years, some for life for first time offense? Was that what Biden did that was so racially joyous? The neighborhoods that Biden and his Democrats are over, they're all crime ridden, people killing each other like flies, these gangs, and they want to defund the police. Is that what Biden did over the last 47 years that have you saying he's a great man? And then what's that girl's name? Kamala Harris, when she was the district attorney in California, and she was putting as many black people in jail as possible, and even when it was their time to come out, she tried to block their time coming out because she said that California needed more workers in the prison system, so she wanted to keep them there as long as she could. Is that showing how she's so much for American people and the minorities? Is that what she did? I'm waiting, people. I'm waiting to hear what did these banditos, Biden, do? What has Biden done for you lately that has been so fantastic? And don't send me hiding in the basement, putting on a mask, and telling you what to do. It's been fantastic. I mean, Alan. I mean, I could be lying. I mean, I could be biased. I mean, is there anything? I mean, because I sent you the topic. Was there anything that you could find that Biden had did? I mean, I could be totally wrong. I mean, he could have did some things in that 47 years, and I'm just not aware of.
You know, Johnny, that's wow. You have covered about 8 or 10 different points, 8 or 10 different topics in just that last 5 minutes. So, all right, let me see. Where does one start? Well, I'm the wrong person to ask because, you know, I happen to be some conservative. I'm a constitutional originalist. So all that means it's just fancy talk for the United States Constitution is the supreme law of the land. And that's really what we're talking about here. And even though we haven't always lived up to the ideals that founded this country and made this country what it is, or what it has been in the past, and to a great extent what it is today. Even with all these advancements and things that we've done as a nation, there is indeed a great divide. And you know, I happen to be on the side that I consider to be right. And it's just the way that it works out. We happen to be called the right.
Mm-hmm. Now you know what Kamala Harris would say to that. I mean, you know what she'll say.
How dare you?
I don't know if
How dare you?
Oh, I heard. And she would indeed.
Oh.
And there are those that are on the quote left, and there are those in their center. And the bottom line is, we once were all united in our common belief that America was a great nation and is a great nation, and that has changed. There is the divide of the far left, wherein you have what
Socialism,
some people call
communism.
communism, yes, and it has uncloaked. Even as recently as 2 years ago, it wasn't really too much called socialism. It was more progressivism. But it's uncloaked. It is what it is now, and it's socialism or communism. And let's break this down. So you got a couple of parents. This is off topic, and I'll try to wrap it up quick.
Oh,
You got a couple of parents, and they take care of things. They're kind of like our set of governing body that we have over us, that we are consenting to be governed by. So anyway, you got your parents, you got mom, you got dad, and they're doing their things, each one, divided, but yet united, because of course they have different viewpoints, different ways of getting things done. They need each other. They have to have each other to get the job done ultimately. And in a communist society or socialist society even, you've got the child, and he or she wants to collect an allowance, and so the parents are good, and they give him or her an allowance, and after a bit, let's just say it's $10 a month.
Right.
After a bit, it becomes $8 a month, because after all, things are expensive and they go up, and you got to pay for groceries, and then it becomes $6 a month, because after all, healthcare is expensive, and by golly, those increased costs have to be passed on somewhere, and then pretty soon it's $4 a month, because by golly, you've got your utility costs, and you've got your extraneous miscellaneous costs, and then it's 2%, and then, well, one of them happens to go away for whatever reason. In some societies, that might be divorce. Other situations, it might be a different thing. But in any case, there's only one parent. So now that parent demands all, because it's all theirs. After all, they brought you here. So that's communism. That's socialism in a nutshell. Yeah, and that's the best way that I can absolutely explain it.
Okay.
It's a parable.
Let's do this. We're gonna give homage to the people that are sponsoring, like Intervision and things of that sort. But when we come back, I want to get into if you think history will repeat itself in what happened in 2000, then what led up to 2001, and do you think that if it turns around like it did in 2001, where the Republicans got back in, won that debate, and then we had the 9/11, do you think there will be a 2011 or 2021 in the history repeating itself? But don't answer that. Let's pay these commercials, and we'll be right back right after this.
My name is Brother D'Angelo Travis, and you listen to Intervision FM.
Christian Brothers Moving Company takes care of you by taking care of your family's moving needs. Give them a call, 303-526-2630, and tell them that you heard about them on Intervision. Get the best moving experience you've ever had with Christian Brothers Moving Company. 303-526-2630. That's 303-526-2630. Christian Brothers is a proud underwriter of Intervision. Call them now, 303-526-2630.
Intervision FM Top 20 has been underwritten by Denver School of Rock. Denver School of Rock is the place where you, as a student, whether you're old or young, can learn how to play live. And you get chances to perform many times during the semester. For more information, give them a call at 720-221-6991. That's 720-221-6991 for the best in live teaching performance. Denver School of Rock.
Okay. Sorry about that. I muted myself. Oh, I gotta stop. So Alan, you there?
I think so. Can you hear me?
Okay, there you are.
Right.
Okay, so I'm thinking history repeats itself in nuances. You know, Ecclesiastes says there's nothing new under the sun. And as in when Abraham Lincoln was assassinated, and his assassinator had three names in his name, and Abraham Lincoln had went through the city of Maryland previously. Then we jumped up to President Kennedy, and his assassinator had three names, and John F. Kennedy had just finished spending a night with Marilyn Monroe. I'm stretching it. The secretary of Abraham Lincoln was Lincoln. Let's see, was it Lincoln? And then John F. Kennedy had a secretary named last name was wait, Kennedy. Okay, just switch those names. Kennedy, just switch them back and forth. But it was like I read this thing, and it was like so many similarities, right? So I went back to the 1960s and then 1860, right? So let's jump up to now. Same kind of thing is happening. Bush, Gore, 2000, and then they were fighting 37 days. Then, you know, it was put to a stop, and then Bush became
well,
president.
Johnny, that sounds a lot like me to me, that you're talking about a word called serendipity. That's where things happen in a circular fashion sometimes, or they happen in a repeating fashion in such a way as to affect history. They happen in repeating fashion or circular fashion in such a way as to emphasize the fact that we as a human race need to learn whatever it is we need to learn at the given time. And we're given the chance to go ahead and do so, and the grace to go ahead and do so by our Creator. Well, it depends on what the viewpoint is, but mine is, our Creator, the Lord Jesus Christ, and that's where we're sitting. But anyway, I'm off topic there, but you're talking about history repeating itself. So I think that it's something that bears looking at. Apparently elections have always been suspect, and now certain things are coming to light that perhaps might help to shed light on corruption and or evil. And that's something that happened back in 1776 that founded this country, and it's something that happened in 1812 that divided this country and eventually led to some of the stuff with the Civil War. Contrary to popular belief, the Civil War was not just about slavery, but more about textile and more about business. The northern versus the southern plantation holder and all that kind of stuff. It's a very interesting history that we do have. So it's interesting that you do bring that up. Where did you want to go with that tonight, Johnny?
Well, okay. Then the Republicans impeached Bill Clinton, and he still got a second term even after his impeachment. Then, okay, now they impeach Trump, and I'm still saying that he's going to get a second. But I'm thinking like the country was divided back in 2000, but then we had the 9/11 event, and then that brought people together. Even though in my mind, Cheney needed to make some money. Bush wasn't really the president. It was really Cheney. Dick Cheney was the president because let's face it, Bush was a frat boy, a alcoholic frat boy with no more brain cells in his head than maybe a pencil. So Dick Cheney was running the show. He needed to make some money, so he says, this is a good opportunity to start a war. In my opinion, this is my thing. So I'm thinking like, will there be a 9/11 that brings after President Trump is doing the second term? Will there be a 9/11 to cause people to rally together and go a direction? I mean, I'm speculating.
That's a very interesting theory.
I'm speculating, and people can keep this video, and it'll be out there. Well, if Zuckerman and those guys don't get taken down by the bill 230, where people are suing them up the yin yang. So if this is still around, well, I'll still keep the video. So I'm saying, like, will there be a 9/11 in Trump's second term?
Now that you bring up Section 230, let me ask you a question.
Oh.
Do you remember the exact time that I brought up Section 230 to you? It was a while ago, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. See, and here it is. So this is what they call serendipity. It does come around. And Section 245. Section 255, subsection A and B will have to be looked at as well. And we can't really go into those. That's a rabbit hole for another show. But most assuredly, they are a fascinating read for some people to really get into. But boy, back to your topic about history, about how things do repeat themselves. There is a known fact that Benford's law is in effect when it comes to predictive things that happen over the course of a given slot of time, 5-10 years. You can use Benford's law to sort of predict trends. You can predict markets. You can even predict elections with Benford's law. Unfortunately, it is thought of, at least with this particular election, that there are such irregularities that Benford's law can't even be applied. That's another rabbit hole that we could go down entirely. But the astronomical odds that it would have taken to take down a sitting president who had gotten the most votes in history, apparently, in 2020, it's interesting. It is very interesting. So we will just have to see how all that plays out. But historically speaking, as far as a 9/11 event, there are always going to be certain events which will take place, and some of those may be what are called false flag events, which indeed end up being creative events that, because XYZ is talking about them, boom, it happens because, there are just some weird people out there like that. So what we can do is we can absolutely pray, and we can give that one to God.
Mm-hmm.
As far as any other thing, unity or otherwise, there is only one way, and that way is, through Him.
Yeah.
The way, the truth, and the life.
Now we're coming to the end of the show, and this will be also on Comcast 56 later on this month or next month, and it comes on at 8:00 on Channel 56, so you can watch my shows on there too. And then we have the Intervision FM radio station, 24 hours, 7 days a week. Remember, buy the book 6 Shades of Blindness, and donate. You see the PayPal link down there, and it really helps us out. And right now it's like Alan and I were out of like work. I mean, I'm doing the nonprofit, but if no donations are coming in to help pay our salaries or whatever, and Alan coming in, I like to be able to pay him and also be able to pay the costs for doing this, because this is like $90 a month to run all these streaming sources. And it would be helped and to run the station. It costs money for that. The great lighting you see here, all the stuff. My great studio.
The absolutely awesome lighting, especially on my end.
And then me on the beach here. It costs money to be sitting out here on the beach of Hawaii.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
All right. So
that's
anyway,
right.
But we definitely would definitely like to if you can support us in a financial way, that would be fantastic if you could do that. But who knows? I mean, if you could do it, I mean, that'd be fantastic.
I think what Johnny's trying to say is this: your prayers are always welcome, and your financial support is dearly needed. Yes, you, ladies and gentlemen, are our only hope and our only support, at least because we're listener supported right now. So if you can help us out, then help us out. Do so if you're led. Thank you for listening to Intervision FM, and you guys have yourself a great evening.
Yes. Now let me. I'm going to close. Well, we're going to say goodbye. I'm going to play some ending music.
Sweet.
While I do that. So let me get over here. Oh, here it is. Okay. This is Jennifer Adema, and this is our ending. Hey, we'll see you next time. Thank you once again, Alan. Tomorrow, like I said, we're going to be
thanks, Johnny.
More about music stuff, and that's it.
For listening to Intervision. This show was produced and engineered by Johnny Johnson, underwriter announcer Brett Boyard. Intervision wants you to partner with us as a business, band, artist, or a person that loves positive music. If you're a business and you make a donation of $500, you will earn an on-location taping at your business and a month's worth of commercials on our radio show. In addition to that, we will make a post on our website where hundreds of thousands of people visit. If you're a band and you make a donation of $50, you will receive a 45-minute slot at one of our upcoming shows and interview showcases, training on receiving royalties, and how to enter into the top 200 Billboard. If you're a single artist and you make a donation of $25, we will teach you how to receive royalties for your music and do a 3-minute interview on Intervision FM. Supporters of positive music that just want to make a donation of $10 or more, Intervision will give you 10% off our DJ service for weddings, birthday parties, and other events. We want your feedback, so call Intervision between 9 a.m. to 12 p.m., Monday through Thursday at 303-607-9560. That's 303-607-9560. Or go to our website and sign up for our free newsletter at www.intervisionrecords.org. For our Intervision FM, this is Jennifer Udema.